Hey everybody, welcome to the Author's Chaos. I am DL Golden.
And I'm SF Rogers, and we are so glad that you're here. And today, we're talking shenanigans.
Apparently.
We're talking shenanigans. What are we talking about?
So in an effort to get our TikTok following up to 1,000 followers and try to get more people interacting with the Author's Chaos Discord, we have decided that we are actually going to produce the Sentient Motorbike story that I've been making fun of Sarah with for the past 6 months. Because she told me something she was in love with, and I destroyed her dream. So we are going to take the shambles of that dream and turn it into something just beautiful.
So for those of you who don't know, or maybe didn't hear the podcast where we talked about Ian and Maggie's story, yes. We were actually talking about how stories come to us, like how we come up with an idea for a book, and I had nonchalantly mentioned that a Nickelback song kind of made its way into my brain, and I was like, that'd be a really cool story. And I started telling Dana, and Dana was like, Nickelback, huh? And it just evolved from there. Now, I do still have Ian and Maggie's story, and it has nothing to do with what Dana and I are going to write, but this Love in Overdrive has become now a thing where if we can get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, I have conceded that I will help write this Sentient Motorcycle story.
It will, and it's not going to be super long. I mean, we're talking probably roughly 10,000 words. Maybe more, story, depending on how long it takes, but it's going to be a legit full ebook that we're going to put out to our Discord people.
And if you follow us on Discord, you will get that copy of that book.
For free.
You will get it for free. We're not making any money on it. We're not trying to sell it or get hyper famous. Knowing us, it will be the book that puts both of our names on the map.
Right.
Because it's, in my opinion,
stupid,
ludicrous.
Oh my god. Every time the motorcycle drives, it's going to be, every time it speaks, it's going to be some kind of screw up of a Nickelback lyric. I'm trying to decide how to say that without getting myself in trouble.
Okay, but let's be real. Yeah. I actually don't have a problem with Nickelback. I never have. I have literally been a fan since high school, listened to their music in college. Mm-hmm. Absolutely just, I like.
Nobody legitimately hates Nickelback.
That, right? It was just the cool thing.
They pretend like they hate Nickelback
because it was the cool thing to do.
But we have decided that we are going to put it out fully free to everyone. Obviously, we don't need a cease and desist from Chad Kroeger.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of going to be a short story, but we are going to have, it's going to have a full-fledged cover. It's going to be in full ebook form. So if you want to get it on your Kindle and sit and read through it, we will format this thing to where it is beautiful.
It's going to be gorgeous.
But it's just going to be free. And so if you join the Discord, if you're not part of the Discord, you can join in there.
It is linked in my bio on TikTok.
And it is not linked in mine, but I will get it linked there. I just haven't done that.
So when I told you about Ian and Maggie, what was the first, like, obviously your first thoughts were like, what? But what crawled in your brain that was like, so it's a sentient motorbike? Because you said it's a story about a motorcycle and Nickelback, and my brain went, oh, what if it constantly is playing Nickelback lyrics as talking? Selective hearing.
That's all my brain does, is go, well, how's this relate to Nickelback? Well, the motorcycle must be possessed by the ghost of Chad Kroeger. Absolutely.
Aaron said, I'm through with standing in lines to clubs I'll never get in.
Absolutely. I'm gonna write all the dialogue for it because I don't have to write anything. I just have to copy and paste Nickelback lyrics for the motorcycles. So that's all it's going to be. I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say about it other than the fact that it was funny to me. And so I'm like, oh, that's really funny. I'm going to say that. And it spiraled away from me.
And now we're running.
It's gotten away from me. Yeah.
It's a daydream.
I kind of figure that we can use it as a stepping point and give it to those people who are constantly supporting us, like Aaron and
Ella and all
Justin. Hanging out in the Discord for us. And if they want to sit and read something just absurd.
Well, like this week, I went live twice in the Discord. Mm-hmm. And just kind of hung out. So the Discord is definitely a place where if I don't feel like being overly people-y, I can go live there and still sprint and talk to people that are supporting us and all of that, and not have to be live on the Clock app or anywhere else, like where it's open, kind of open forum. It's more like a close hangout with friends. So if you're interested in stuff like that, I think Daniel and I are going to try to do that more often on the Discord.
Kind of give monthly.
Give you guys an opportunity to really get to talk to us, and not just in the comments where we might miss something every now and then. And I know poor Aaron has wanted to be in those lives, and I'm live so late in the evening. The time difference is so bad that so we're going to try to do it earlier in the day on a Saturday so that people in the UK can join us, because we do have listeners from the UK. So the Discord is definitely also a place that's easier to get in contact. I know for me.
Yeah, it gives you unfettered access to us, basically. I mean, because you can leave a comment there or leave a message, and we can get back to you at a later time. The issue with TikTok Live is you have to be with us when it's going. Or you have to have 1,000 followers to join us to talk to us.
Well, and I'm awful about checking my DMs on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, I'm awful about being able to get on live. I mean, getting on video is so hard to do. But with Discord, I can just sit in the audio call and do what I need to do during that time. So it's a lot easier for me to access it through that.
So it's definitely a place where, and I like Discord for the fact that, if you have questions about the book or the podcast, you can ask those questions there, and anyone who's been listening to us for a long time or us can answer most of your questions about where you can find us and all of that jazz. And we definitely just need to be able to go live on TikTok, which is what this what this push is for the Authors Chaos podcast to have 1,000 followers, where we can go live. We don't have to pick one of ours going.
It seems like it's always me that's going live, and then you could do it as well, but you sit there and moderate. And we'd like to be able to just do it from the Authors Chaos side, and that way it's that shared TikTok for us, and that way we can curate our stuff. Sarah and I do not post often enough in the Authors Chaos TikTok. That's part of the main issue that we run into. And we're going to be trying to do better about that, just like I'm going to be trying to do better about posting on my side. But it's one of those things that if you really want access to talk to us, if you just need a community to talk to, that Discord is a great place.
100%.
To find authors that are supportive and want to talk authorship. And if you just want to gush about what you write, you can do that there.
Well, and Justin, I'll use Justin as an example. He was in the voice chat with us on Friday night, and he was helping you figure out how to get more traction on your videos on TikTok, and he was giving you tips, and that's stuff that's invaluable for us indie authors, right? We need all of the tips and tricks we can get to not only market our books, but market ourselves in a way that people want to buy our stuff. And it definitely, following our Discord is the place to get that. That free information that people are willing to share.
Well, and we don't feel like, I personally don't feel like we have a big enough following to be using a Patreon or something to try and put stuff like this out, this extra stuff. We don't have a lot of time. So using the Discord allows us to still keep everybody in the loop without having some kind of threshold for payment or having some kind of threshold for having to get on live or things like that.
Unfettered access, like you said.
And like I said, it's one of those things that we can get back to you later on. And I'll get a notification saying, hey, they shot you a message. If you send me a message on TikTok, it falls into my DMs because I'm always on my other TikTok, the one I use personally. So I never see it. So it's just one of those things. If you want access to all of our content, if you want to talk to us, if you have questions or suggestions, that Discord is the place to go.
Yeah, that Discord is definitely the place to go. And then we just got put on iHeartRadio on their podcast site just last week, I think, was when I finally got that all figured out and taken care of. So we're now available, if you can't listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and then we're also available on iHeartRadio. We're now on YouTube, and I think we're up to 30 subscribers on YouTube. Woohoo!
Well, we're going on a year of doing this now.
Oh yeah, a year.
It'll be a year in May, right? Because our first one was my interview back in May when I released Origins. It has been a wild, crazy year.
Oh,
just about.
100%.
But we want to make this grow. We want to make this get bigger. And I think the best thing for us to do that is to just build this community up in a place that isn't so time sensitive.
Yeah. 100%.
And I think that's what we're going
100%.
for here.
Well, and I think I'm looking at it as like, this is not a money making thing for like, I'm not trying to like get rich or famous off of this. I have met some amazing people through us doing this podcast that like, I signed up for Liz Shipton's newsletter and got her book for free. Like she sent it in the newsletter. She's like, here you go guys, like this is your gift. And I met her through this. Like this is where like we talked to her, we interviewed her. She was super fun to speak with, and like Aaron and Ella and Justin and Christian Francis and JC Bryce and C. Britt and all these amazing people, Jay Michael, who just kind of poured into us and all that over the last year. This community that we've built is probably one that like if you're a fledgling author and you have no one in your corner who understands what it's like to be up at 3 a.m. because your character wouldn't shut up. Like we know, we understand. We understand.
Yeah, and like I said, we just want to get out there and make sure that people know that they can reach us and get a hold of us.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's on TikTok. Not everybody's sitting there. That I know that's where we mainly do our stuff, but our podcast is sitting on all these other platforms. It's sitting on all these other places. If you are watching this and you want or listening to this and you want to get to interact with us in ways that you weren't able to interact with us before, that Discord's the place to do it.
We have a Facebook page, but I think it's got like 12 followers on it.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that it's hard for us to maintain stuff when we don't have a designated space for it.
Right.
And I think we'll be doing more stuff with the Discord after we get to that 1,000. If we write this story and we just keep climbing after that, we'll more than likely write something else or do something else that people can enjoy and watch.
Oh, I have a fun story idea.
So it's just going to be one of those things. If you like writing, if you like authorship, if you need a community, that Discord is the place to be. Our TikTok is the place to be. Because that's all we're trying to do. That's all we've been trying to do from day one, is trying to find people that are willing to help us and willing to ask for help in return.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And
because we don't know what we're doing.
Well, and we used to say at the first of every episode, like, we're not professionals. Like this is literally opinions and advice from things where we have tried and failed.
And we stopped so long ago now.
And we stopped doing that just because it got monotonous for us to say that.
Yeah.
But like,
I feel like we've come a long way. I feel like we know more than we did. I feel like we have people who do know what they're doing. People who have been at this for 10 plus years.
Oh, 100%.
Are interacting in our groups. And so, like I said, we're happy to have everybody here. We're happy to see the people we have. We just want to see this community grow.
So, what are we going to name our sentient motorbike if they get us to 1,000?
Probably Chad.
You're going to name him
Chad. Chad rooms a lot.
Well, I was going to recommend Jeff. My name's Jeff.
My name's Chad. We're just going to steal lines from everything else.
My name's Jeff.
Greg. Old Greg.
Old Greg.
Old Greg. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
So here we are in February, almost March.
Yes.
And I have a book getting ready to come out, which was something I could not say when we started in May because I wasn't even done. Mm-hmm. You have a second book that's
the first draft is
complete.
Yeah.
So like the amount of like we now understand more about formatting than we did when we started.
God, I'm so sorry for anybody who read the original Origins. I'm so sorry.
It was not that bad.
Oh my God, the formatting is so bad. You want a blank sheet of paper with no formatting at all. All the words just jumbled together. There's a crossword in there.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun. It's been different. We've come a long way. And I think it's because we've met so many people who have had so many different points of view that we can use. Right.
Well, and the good thing about the Discord, too, if you want to hear us talk about something, like you want information, that's the place to reach out and be like, hey, I'd really be interested in hearing an episode about characterization and how you come up with their personalities. Or, hey, I'd like to know how you world built. Because, let's be real, both of us had to build our worlds from scratch. Like, they're not Earth. Like, they're not, right?
Right.
And I think some of that stuff, like, if you have questions about that, just shoot us a message on the Discord. One of us will see it. One of us will talk to the other, and we'll have an episode ready.
Yeah.
If you are an author who has a book coming out and you want to be interviewed to kind of help push your book, we do that too.
Yeah. We haven't interviewed someone in a while, it doesn't feel like, so I feel like we could get back to that if people are interested in listening.
We try to break up the monotony, y'all.
But we understand that getting your information out there, marketing is hard, and that's what we're here for. We're here to try and help authors grow and be better and do better. And so we want to make sure that we are meeting those needs.
Aaron says he's coming up on his 25th year writing.
That's incredible. Honestly.
Yep.
It's absolutely crazy. I can imagine writing for 25 years. Writing for one so far has been insane. Right. I mean, just nuts. But we appreciate everyone who's here. We appreciate everyone who is putting stuff out there. I know that as we go, Sarah and I are going to start planning out the Sentient Motorbike story, and eventually we will hit that 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 100%. I did on mine, so if I did on mine and you did on yours, eventually it will hit.
Yeah.
We just need to keep posting on that follow. So if you are not following The Author's Chaos on TikTok already, go and search us up. We are occasionally posting on there. You'll see our faces in the thumbnails.
Oh, yeah. And I always post like an edit. I always post an edit of the upcoming episode, just to kind of give a teaser. Aaron said it's been a learning curve, and I am no expert.
Hey,
I think
after 25 years, you're probably pretty close.
But I think when we come to the decision that, like, yep, I'm an expert, I can't learn anymore, that's when we start stagnating.
Yeah.
Like, because there's always something new to learn, especially with writing, especially with formatting, especially, like, because you can't tell me you don't get into Origins and go, oh, I could have changed this.
Yeah, constantly. That's why I don't read Origins anymore. My advice would be, after you write something and you've completed it out into the world, forget it. Quit reading it. You can market it, but you can't read it anymore. You're not allowed to.
Oh my goodness.
I'm having to go back and read stuff.
What was how you found us first, Ella?
Probably through the TikTok.
Through the edits.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah, and there are other author podcasts out there as well, and so we know that we're not the only ones, so we appreciate people being here.
And we also understand that I don't feel like we're in competition with anybody.
No.
Like, there's room for all of us at the table.
We just want to make sure that everybody's getting their voice heard, and we're meeting the needs that people have in their authorship journeys.
Oh,
and we are not mind readers, so if you have something you need us to talk about or something you need help with, shoot a message, let us know.
Right?
That would help us a ton.
100%. And I think it comes down to, like, people get intimidated, especially if there's somebody that they listen to or have watched for a long time. Well, I don't want to reach out. I'm telling you, this week someone reached out to us and was like, hey, I want to do this for you guys. And I was like, please don't.
We're absolutely nobody.
Like, please don't. Like, we appreciate you. Like, seriously, guys, we really are. Daniel is mean, but he's very cool.
Sometimes.
And it's just, I get to say that you're mean.
Yeah, mean's fair. No, mean's fair.
Mean is very fair. Mean is very fair.
That's mean.
Sarah's mean too, though.
That's the thing. Don't be worried about shooting us a message. We don't know what we're doing. I mean, we're just trying to help people as best we can.
100%.
And so if you have a question or concern, shoot it to us and we will try our best to figure it out. If we can't figure it out, we're going to designate you to Aaron because he's been doing this for 25 years. So just make sure that you're letting us know what's going on, and somebody out there will have the experience to help you.
Aaron said we are werewolves.
We are werewolves.
We are werewolves. That's what we are.
Ow. Ow. I can't do that. I still need that made into a sticker. I just don't know. I'm like, I feel like when people are like, oh, I watch you guys' podcast. No, you don't.
I had someone the other day be like, "This is SF Rogers. She's the co-host," and I'm like,
"The co-host? Does that make me the host?" No.
What? I'm the what?
There are children outside right now. I hear them. Sarah said, "My neighbors are busy. They're not going to be on." Vroom, vroom, right down the road on their rollerblades.
They're not go-karts.
They're not go-karts. They probably can't.
I live in a go-kart community. My husband has go-karts. The neighbors have go-karts. Everyone has go-karts.
He, she, we, go-karts.
We.
Yeah, got it.
We go-karts.
I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say. We get to that 1,000, we're going to write this story. We'll put it out. It won't go on to KDP, obviously, because it's going to violate a bunch of copyright.
Unless we decide not to use a bunch of copyrighted stuff.
Right, but we're not planning on selling it. No. And so it's one of those things that we're going to do what we want with it, and it gives us some free reign if we don't publish it 100%. Through something. 100%. So if you want access to it, the only way to get it is to get it through Discord.
This episode is definitely way more laid back. Going to be kind of a short one.
Yeah.
Anyway, but just thank you guys for joining us. Like, thank you for being here. Thank you for telling your friends about us, because at the end of the day, I do still feel like that nobody from the Midwest. Like, right. At the end of the day, like, I'm really grateful that you're here and grateful that you're giving us your time. It just...
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to us, because a lot of times Daniel and I are like scratching our heads. What are we going to talk about this week? Like, what are we going to do? And this time it was like, well, let's talk about the shenanigans that come with writing the Sentient Motorcycle story. Like,
and we'll keep you updated about how that goes. As soon as we hit 1,000 followers, we will get it.
Heck, you might even get a teaser.
Right, we'll get it into something. So you just keep following, share with your friends, share with your dog, share with your family. I don't care. Somebody, get that Discord going off, and we want to get this stuff out to as many people as possible.
Oh, so, yes.
I guess this has been The Author's Chaos. I am D.L. Golden.
Do you have a book?
I have a book. It's called Origins. It's called Origins Redux. It is on Amazon. I am currently working on the edits for the sequel, Odyssea. It will be out at some point. It's getting there, so... be on the lookout for beta stuff through my Discord. So.
I am SF Rogers. I have a book called Execration of Autumn coming out April the 26th. Arcs go out March the 15th. So be prepared for that. It'll be available on Amazon. I am just publishing through KDP. So, I think that's... Oh, we have our first... I have my first book signing first weekend in May. So if you
I have one
live somewhere close, message us and come see if you can see us face to face, get a signed copy of our books. So
it'll be good.
We appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
Later.